Hi all, I'm Dave from Sailing Laguna, and if you haven't watched our channel before, we've taken a year off during the COVID pandemic to sail the Caribbean. Last video, excluding the sail dry video, we showed you the second best adventure activity in the Caribbean, the natural water slides of Los Playas. We also explored the area of Old San Juan, the forts, as well as the south coast of Puerto Rico. So, what actually makes the world's best anchorage, and where is it? Well, if you ask me, it's Culebrita, an island off the east coast of Puerto Rico. Culebrita really is an excellent cruising location, whether it be walking up to the lighthouse, walking over to the snorkel beach, there's several snorkel spots actually here, or just even the main beach here. It's got great holding, it's deep sort of right up until the edge, so you can get quite close, as you can see here. It does get pretty manic crazy on the weekend, but as you can see here midweek, there's still a few other boats here, but it's pretty much cleared out. There of course is also this sort of bath area over there as well, but yeah, of course there's no shops, and depending on who your cell service provider is, you may or may not get reception here. But yeah, it really is a nice beach and one that you really must visit if you're in this neck of the woods. So let me expand upon what I just said. There are so many little things that you wouldn't think about that go into making Culebrita my favourite anchorage. First and foremost, it's the beach. The beach has the full glam factor, with a shady tree line behind the golden sands, and which of course flow down into the beautiful turquoise waters. This place is the genuine reality of a postcard. And what other things make the perfect anchorage? Exploring. There are a number of things to do here at this anchorage. The first must-do, of course, is to walk through the scrub and listen to the land crabs as they scurry about the place. Then walk up to the top of the hill and check out the old lighthouse tower and the crumbling building there. It's also a really good spot to do some photography and get that perfect family photo, if that's what you're into. Of course, it also has a lovely outlook over the island, and that brings us to another feature: snorkeling. There are a number of great snorkeling spots you can walk to on the island, so if it's later in the day, you don't need to walk up the hill, but you can break your walk up with some exploration of the reefs. There's also the bubble bath that you can go and check out at high tide, sit in the water and experience the water smashing its way through the rocks. There's just a number of little adventures that you can go on around this island. And back to what makes the perfect anchorage, here's one you didn't think about: topography. I'm a big fan of the Medmore, where you can just pull the back of your boat right up to the sandy beach. As you walk into the water here at Culebrita, it's a comfortable depth for you to stand and for the kids to play around in. Not too shallow, not too deep. No need for the tender, and easy and safe for the kids to get to and from shore. Here at Culebrita, this also conveniently orientates your boat so that it catches the gentle breezes that make their way over the island and helps to keep you cool. Speaking of what direction we're facing, well, that also plays a factor. The beach here faces north, so it isn't exposed to the trade winds, so it's calm, and it doesn't collect the sargassum seaweed that stinks out so many beaches of the Caribbean. Another tip on what makes a good anchorage is good holding. With a sandy bottom, you'll get a good night's sleep here, knowing that you're not going anywhere. Seclusion. Maybe this is more a personal preference, but there's something special about an anchorage on an uninhabited island. It's kind of like a vindication that cruising can take you to some exotic locations that the average tourist just simply can't get to. However, there is a but about Culebrita with this respect, and there's always a but. Culebrita does get crazy busy on the weekends. I have never seen so many boats all lined up along a single beach. There's even more boats here per square metre than what there was next to the Opera House on New Year's Eve in Sydney Harbour. So, come Friday morning, you're going to need to decide if you can handle powerboaters rafting up next to you, or you're going to need to move a little further out into the bay and just go onto a normal anchor. If you've got a deep draft and you're still trying to med more, just be warned that people will park right at your swim platform, as this guy did. The regulars here will find spots to pull up that simply don't exist. If you love watching boat shenanigans, this is the spot for you. It's even better than having a balcony overlooking a boat ramp. So yeah, there are a lot of things that go into making the perfect anchorage. Now, I haven't been to all of them, but a close second for the world's best anchorage is Wardrick Wells in the Bahamas. Let me know what your favourite anchorage is in the comments below. That brings our Puerto Rico video pretty much to an end. So yeah, if you've liked what you've seen, then please make sure you subscribe or give us a thumbs up to let us know that this video was worthwhile making and publishing. Well, it's too soon to finish the video here, so the next stop was the US Virgin Islands. We basically spent a week here waiting for favourable weather. First world problems, I know. Anyway, I don't have a lot of footage from the Virgin Islands, so let me piece together something quickly. The first major island of the USVI that you come to from Culebrita is St. Thomas. It's where the cruise ships usually dock, but due to COVID, there's none of those around at the moment. And that actually worked in our favour because we could easily find a spot to anchor in the bay. We had a little look around Charlotte Amalie and the Yacht Haven Marina, but ultimately you don't come to the USVI to stay at St. Thomas, although there is a really lovely beach on the other side of the island. Alright Cooper, have your first sip of your mojito. Look, this is how Mummy stirs the mojito.
So I've got a real mojito. Give it a little stir.
Camera, look.
Yep.
Cooper made that thing fall out.
Okay,
Now
take a
little
drink. Oh dear. That's how the pros drink it.
Tastes pretty good to me.
What do you reckon, boys? What's coming?
A plane, seaplane.
Let's race it. Let's race it, Campbell. Let's race it. Come here. Let's get it. Are we winning? Are we winning, boys? Are we winning? Oh no! We then headed towards St. John. Remember the days when you were new to sailing or new to your boat and you just wanted to sail, even if it meant there was a 6-knot breeze and you weren't really going anywhere when you put the sails up, but you felt like you were putting the sails up and actually sailing like you were supposed to sail? Anyway, we're in the USVI. The charter fleet from the British Virgin Islands, because the BVIs are shut, then a lot of the charter fleet has come over here to the USVI, and that means, of course, the USVI has actually been really busy in the last year with charter boats because there's so many more here. And as you can see, all these people, they want to sail their charter boats. So good luck to them. I'm sure they're still having fun. St. John has the nice little settlement of Cruise Bay that definitely has the tourist vibe about it. Lots of beach bars and a few tourist shops. There's a supermarket to re-provision, and of course there's things like jewellery shops to catch the cruise ship dollars. What did you buy?
Bananas.
Bananas! St. John's real highlights are the bays that back onto the national park, which makes up a majority of the island. Alright, well here we are at Mayho Beach on the island of St. John in the USVI. It's kind of a shame that we can't actually fish from the moorings because the birds have been working the water all morning here. The beach, it's a lovely little beach here, as you can see, large swim area. We've seen a couple of large turtles that were at the sort of eastern end here with some remora fish on their back this morning. Unfortunately, I haven't got my GoPro still yet, so I can't show you any footage of that. And we actually even had a bunch of stingrays that have been below the boat. You can only take a mooring here, And so, as you can see, that sort of limits the number of boats that you have here. But yeah, it means that you need to get here early in the morning. Well, there's been quite a changeover all day of tourist boats coming and going, so I'm sure you could still get a mooring, but it would be difficult in busy times. The Francis Bay Trail has a nice boardwalk out over the swamp, and no, I don't know why tourists like to walk through swamps, but it also throws in some history with a look back at slavery, and you've got no idea what wildlife you'll see. You know, it's weird that although we were in another lovely Caribbean island, the presence of the charter fleet meant that it just didn't feel as special as our time in Culebrita. Anyway, after a week of some lovely sunsets, we were more than ready to set back out to sea and make our way to St. Martin. See you next video. For real this time.